Alright, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another TapDaddyBeats stream. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. We're going to be doing a nice little Saturday morning cook-up, making some beats in Ableton Live. Oh, I'm excited to dive into it, man. I've been making so many good beats lately, I feel like. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I guess I kind of do. Anyways, this is a track that I recently released. It's called Summer Breeze. If you guys are trying to find my music, I am TapDaddy on all platforms. Yeah, definitely go check it out if you haven't yet already. I've got about 6 million streams on platforms. I feel like that's just starting to sink in a little bit. I was writing an article with my wife the other day for some publishing company. Yeah, my wife added in 6 million streams. I was like, oh, I guess I've kind of done that. Anyways, I'm done tooting my own horn here. We should maybe make some music. First of all, though, got my hot coffee here. Gotta get some caffeine, man. Hot coffee. Let's go. Alright. And let me just make sure I got all my screens up. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so let's pause this. You guys can go check it out on your own. You guys know where to find me. And let's dive into Ableton. I was kind of just like sifting through some piano samples. I just want to go grab whichever one we're going to decide to hit first. So let's go keys. This I just like how rich these this electric keyboard sounds. I was definitely digging through some soul music earlier. Like, that could be pretty fire. There's a chance we might be going on that one. I feel like I've been going on a lot of stuff that kind of follows this progression. Maybe we do something a bit different. There are also some older ones here. Stuff I had dug earlier, but just never sampled. So I'm kind of thinking, like, what if we did like this guy, but we did like I already just kind of have a feel of like how I want the drums to go here. Let's dive into it. Let's just get busy with it. What kit do I want to use? All right. Let me hear this sample back. We'll probably change the BPM. Okay, so, well, let's see. We had, let's go find, we had like a good 8 bars or so that were like solid. Yeah, so we'll like hit that, right? But I think we need to like scoot some of these to open hi-hats. Yeah. And you know, we could even just kind of like, we don't even have to completely settle on that piano sample. Let's kick this up a bit. This feels a bit slow. Let's kick it up to like 180, so that'll put it at like 90. Okay, we'll extend this out a bit. Oh, wait, no. First I was kind of like, maybe we'll just play with some chords, but this... See, I specifically wanted to choose this syncopation because I feel like that would have lined up. If we could get like some brass hits there, it'd be sick. I might even dress this up a little bit with some secondary snare hits. Alright, let's back this up to here. I'm going to go ahead and just like drag this on here because I want to hear this. We're going to pitch this up a little bit. E flat minor to F minor. Okay, that's cool. Swing that a bit. There we go. We're gonna get this sick like shuffle feel. Yeah, come on. That's gonna be dope. You guys see the vision, right? don't swing too hard. There we go. What's up, Signature? How's it going, dude? Ooh, man, I'm liking how this drum loop is coming out. That's sick. But yeah, how's your day going, dude? Ooh, yeah. Now I feel like if we just like livened up this a little bit, we just need like a splash of verb on this. Maybe a little bit of compression too. Whew. Okay, so like I did find a sick like trumpet sample earlier. I was trying to gather ahead of time like some good like samples. I only found one trumpet sample that I thought was kind of cool. I want to try it here because it's like it's got a cool texture to it, and it's got like a really like live brass feel. What was it? This guy, and let's see. So this is E minor. What would we have to do? Just up one step. Okay. Or wait, no. Yeah. Yeah, up one step. It's not working out. I was really hoping. That's okay. That's all good. What else we got in this sample pack though? I wanna pull out like some live brass stuff. Do brass and woodwinds. See what all we got here. We'll call it F. We're in F minor. This is kind of a cool, like, well, if we threw this on here, but we kind of, like, stripped it down a bit. So like, now let's get it a little bit more wet with some reverb. Dude, this is sick. Let's extend this out again. And we'll probably hit a little bit of an A side, B side. Maybe come in with like some flute over the top over here. First I want to get some light detailing, like some glockenspiel or something. Let's see, I gotta figure out the key signature here. This is F minor. I just gotta remind myself. A flat, B flat, D flat, and E flat. Easy. That's easy enough, yeah. this just comes in on the B side. We need like some 808s in here or something. You know, eventually I'd like to getting a little ahead of ourselves though. That's a little bit too dirty. We'll keep it cool. We'll keep it cool. Dude, this is so sick. I like this track. In fact, we'll keep it really clean first. I like to build things as like cleanly as possible, and then I like add in flavor after we've got it like the super cleanest that we possibly can get it, right? God, we need like some soul vocals on this. Maybe we'll get some soul vocals, then we'll start arranging this out. Search soul, and we'll specifically search a harmony, if I could spell it right. There we go. Now I hate doing this, pitching it, because we can always bring it back to a normal pitch. Quiet, man. We need something that like really has that sort of like vinyl texture to it. And there was like one sample from that sample pack that I used a while ago that I really loved. It was this guy. And I'd love to find more stuff like this. There's gotta be more gold in here, man. Let's get it just to vocals. But this is like so effects out.
You know it's all for you. I used to think.
Oh. Here we go. We're getting into the like gospel stuff. This could be sick. All right, so we're in F minor. We need to find the relative major to that. F minor relative major. So that's going to be A flat major. Now imagine this without the pitch down. This could be sick. Wait. We're going to pull this out. I just wanted that first. We'll just do it on the B side. Now let's get it. We're gonna warp it differently. Instead of complex, we're gonna use complex pro, which is gonna preserve the original like vocal sound. This is sick. Okay, now we gotta like kind of unpack this. Let's arrange it a bit. Okay, let's I don't know how much I'm gonna really want to bring out. We're just gonna bring it all the way out here to give us space in case we want an extended intro. But let's just start here. Kind of want to try like layering these two together. There we go. What's up, Chocolate Boy Swagger? How you doing, man? Yeah, tapped in. Dude, we're on some sick stuff today. This kind of feels like 2000s, like some real G music, you know? Feels like a 50 Cent type beat almost. Yeah, you need that bass plugin? Dude, I got you. It's free. It's absolutely free. It's called a Keybase. K-E-E. Look it up, download it, make beautiful bass sounds with it, man. I like enabling this percussion mode. This turns it into some really rich 808s, man. It's sick. I swear, this hits in the car. I feel like, you know, I've got a billion 808 one-shots, but I like going to Keybase because I know it always sounds like really rich in the car. Alright, let's kind of build this up piece by piece. We'll bring this out here. sure yet. But I do like this in the intro. And we could probably clean this up a bit. Like I'm not sure about this breath on the end. And in fact, what if we kind of simplified this down a little bit? So then we like drop this in maybe a little bit earlier. Kind of response. It's too early to drop them into that. I think what we do is we drop out the drums and we hit them with a little bit more of this. So it's like, we'll have to figure out our entrance point. It's gonna be something like this. There we go. Woo! But yeah, Signature says YouTube messing around with a live chat on my end. Hopefully fixed now. Hey, well, I see your message now, man. I'm sorry about that. I never know. Sometimes I feel like these platforms, man, they're just throwing curveballs at us. Let's keep this moving along. And then that's where we come back in with the soul vocal. Just keep it like this. Gosh. So we're starting to really unpack this a little bit. Might turn these vocals down and kind of wash them out a little bit, you know? So like something like with these guys. Make it a little bit more angelic sounding. actually. We'll do another one of these guys. Boom. And boom. Yeah. God, arranging is kind of difficult, you know? I feel like what's hard is I feel like I'm going to be able to really sense the direction of this piece once we really have a lot of these kind of like small candy elements in place, you know? It's just like the ear candy, which sometimes kind of helps give you a better sense of like the direction, the motion of the track, you know? But it's kind of hard to fill in those details without having like your solid foundation in place, without having, you know, your walls solidly up, right? So we're kind of taking shots here. It's all good. I'm almost feeling like a little bit of extra subdivision on this might feel good. You know, like a little shaker over the top. I'll start messing with it. I think I have like a... Did I grab like a shaker loop or something? Or there was like a tambourine or something like that. I'm thinking let's drop this and we'll like move it off to the left a little bit. Put it a little bit more in the background. Might even like splash some reverb on there just to like get it feeling a little less dry. We'll like really shove it off to the left. I sound good. I know, I'm vibing with this one, man. We dropped out tambourine when we bring in the claps. Oh, maybe we do need to like... We could like scoot this off to the right to put it counterpoint to that tambourine. It's a little weird over there though. See, the problem with introducing this clap is that if it drops out afterwards, it feels less full. It feels like we've taken energy out of the track, right? So it's kind of one of those where you got to be very careful about where you enter it into that. Because we'd have to find an exit point for it. Still not certain if this is going to be the clap that we use. But it's like, you guys kind of see the vision. Like, that's pretty slick. All right, let's run it from the beginning. You should have 1,000 people watching you teach. Hey, I appreciate that. I wish. Then I'd be sweating bullets, man. I feel like I can eat shit in front of you guys. I could sit here and go, where'd the claps go? If I had 1,000 people watching, I'd be like... Oh, that's the goal, though. That's the goal, man. Do me a favor, invite 1,000 of your friends. Clap. I think we'd have to come in right over here. Where's that flute layer? Man, I feel like I'm at this point where I've got to kind of decide, like, is this going to be for the rappers, or am I going to try to dress this up in such a fashion that this could be really cool for, like, Spotify? Which, I mean, immediately I'm thinking, like, man, I want to hear bars on this, you know? At the same time, though, I feel like it's been a little minute since I've dropped something like super hip-hop centric on Spotify, and I have a much larger audience there. And this is such a vibe, man. This is a banger. It would need more meat and potatoes. I like to call it more meat and potatoes, meaning like we need more musicianship on this track and a little bit more like it's gonna take a really involved sort of arrangement. So, there's kind of pros and cons to doing that. Pros is it's gonna be a super sick song. It's gonna be really dope. Cons being it's gonna be kind of painful getting there. But if you guys have patience, I have patience. I think we could flesh this out into something dope that would be instrumentally really compelling, right? This is where we really do got to get some of our, little ear candies built into this. We haven't even dug into synth layers. This could be a really sick section for like, we'd break it down piano a bit, build it into the next section over here. Maybe with like a synth top line. Fuck it, let's start getting our hands dirty here. All right, we're gonna keep this moving. I know what I want to pull out. Anytime that I'm layering piano on top of piano, there's this one piano I kind of like to go to, right? Because it's kind of got this sharpness to it, but it's very grand. And it's got a nice like widespread, meaning like the higher notes are off to the right, the lower notes are off to the left, and it's like it feels good to walk down through the track with something like this. Oh, we want to land on that. Yeah. Fuck. Honestly, it's like we might want to hit that through this section. I wanted to hit that sort of like walk down. Maybe we walk it down into that through like here. God, dude. It's funny, I feel like this is screaming to be something that I like send out to rappers, but I am selfishly wanting to just like put this on Spotify. I just have a way bigger audience on Spotify, you know? Like my BeatStars operation is kind of small compared to the reach that my Spotify has. And this is like, oh man, this could hit. Fuck. Alright. I'll tell you guys what. I need a little bit more coffee if we're gonna really like do this. And I think we're gonna really do this. So here, let me get this saving real quick. What song are we on? We are on song 1134. Good God, we're getting up there, guys. Song 1134. Boom. And yeah, I'm gonna go heat up some coffee. I'll be like 2 seconds. Maybe while I do that, you know what? It's I don't show off some of my big hits too often. Let me show you guys Lost in Reverie. This is also something that I feel like is pretty hip hop centric ish, but it just really took on platforms. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm TapDaddy on all platforms. You can go check me out there. I'm just gonna go run and heat up some coffee real quick. I'll be 2 seconds. I've got some hot coffee. I'm ready to dive into it, guys. Let me pause this. Let's get back into Ableton. Let's give a listen through of what we've got here. Boy, I'm very happy with this sort of foundation we have for ourselves. Let's hear it. I'm not quite sure about the entrance of that. And also, just pacing wise, listening to this back, I feel like the 808s take too long to come in. We could bring them in over here. Yeah, we're gonna have to connect up that piano part. I kind of want to get a different clap. Like, the claps are nice. I'm not sure I like all the background detail. Oh boy. This is where I start to really second guess myself a lot. That's okay. One thing at a time. We wanted to connect up this guy. I think we'll start from back here. Getting close there. Like, I liked the walk down. Not sure about everything else. Or do we try to like walk it up? Oh, man. And we could hit like this little counterpoint transition right in between these guys with a nice little like organ spread. I've got a perfect preset for this sort of sound that we're trying to hit. So like, and we just got to figure out like the perfect chord for this. We'll use this and we'll pull out crystallizer. We'll hit emeralds maybe. Turn it like pretty far down. But we're going to start to fade before the crystallizer in our effects chain. We'll fade this out like pretty slowly. We'll say from like, here, let's hear it through. Say from like here to here, we're going to have it like fade down. Oh, man. Let's back it out. Get a feel for where this is all heading. You know what we're really missing? Strings. Alright, I'm tired of this claps. We need to replace these with something better. Let's go in instruments, claps. We'll say hip hop, and I hope that it's not going to be a bunch of trap claps, but yeah, it's all trap claps. Let's we could engineer this to sound how we want it to. But we need to throw a little bit of verb on this. We're going to use super plate to get some more kind of nuanced sort of reverbs. Or something really clean like this. Get rid of these guys. See, now it feels a little bit empty. I'll tell you what though, because we were really trying to remove the background like stuff. So what we need to do is find one clean clap in here. Kind of get this like bottle clink in the background, but it's cool. So this is what we're doing. We're replacing all of these just all the way down the track. And I kind of like how these feel coupled together. Let's see how this sounds now that we've replaced all those. Get rid of this guy. Since we have this spread to the right, we might spread this guy to the left. We're getting places. All right, We need to kind of back this up a bit. See, we're starting to fix more of the foundational elements, and now we're making headway to really dress in that ear candy and start making this arrangement more engaging, you know? I think by the time that we come in with like all of the risers and cymbals, this is going to feel a whole lot more lively, right? But we got a lot of work to do before we get there. Let's just keep running it. And I think if we do want this to be an instrumental banger, we're going to need a little bit more meat and potatoes. Although I kind of want to try, just like with some synth layers, really spicing up these sections over here. So like that kind of gave me an idea. What if we kind of buried this? And we could almost like bring it forward as it, like we could make it swell up kind of through that. I don't know. I'm really just kind of throwing shit at the wall. We're going to play with it a little bit. This just has like such character to it, this synth, right? And this is such a beautiful moment. If we had like this, I always like the idea of like this beauty note that just kind of like comes out of nowhere. This kind of mark of beauty that kind of hangs out over the top, right? But what if we got like something that was a little bit more, had a little bit more character? Big Empty Studio. What is this? Let's get really involved in the dynamics. In fact, I think I'm going to turn everything in this project down a little bit. We are like way in the red. Let's just give ourselves some room here to breathe, right? I know I'm blasting you guys out on YouTube. 5, 6. If this feels quiet, just turn it up. I had it way in the red beforehand. I'm sorry. So I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. See, I make this sort of shape. It's way more dramatic than we want it to be. But we're just going to take this guy. Oops. We don't want that guy too. We just want this guy. We're going to make this sort of divot. Maybe this guy does need some height to it. I just want this to kind of like raise up a bit. And come around like that. Like I like this, but I'm just not a huge fan of like this. Maybe it is that this just needs to like... And this just starts to fade really slowly, but not to nothing. Let me take this overall, we bring it up. Alright, bear with me guys, we're gonna get a little bit tedious here. We need to find a really good string sample. I've got really good string plugins, but this needs to feel sampled. This needs to feel more hip-hop than cinematic, right? So that's why we're gonna sample. And of course, we're just gonna grab hopefully something good from Splice. So I don't know. I feel like people are honestly very ungrateful for Splice. They talk shit on it all the time because they're like, oh, Splice. Everybody uses Splice. Splice is ruining music. No, Splice is solving a problem that we've had in hip hop for fucking ages, my opinion. You know, I've been making music since before SoundCloud was a thing, right? We've had a lot of problems, and it's gotten better, you know? That's just my opinion, though. I know some people are like, I'll dig vinyl for life. I love sampling vinyl, but, you know, I feel like nowadays I just have too much to lose. I don't want to get bogged down in lawsuits because I do have stuff that's like raking in quite a few streams. It's something that's easy to kind of like push off when you don't have a lot of income based off of it. But quite honestly, I kind of like the process of Splice, though, because instead of digging through stuff that's more like fully completed mastered tracks, you know, you're digging through like individual stems, which I think kind of helps you sample more specifically in some cases, which is pretty cool. But anyways, I've got a whole fucking rant about that, man. What kind of shit are we looking for? Hip hop strings. Although I want it to be like sampled, like vinyl kind of sounding strings, isolated vinyl strings, not like trap strings, stuff like that, without the harp. Should be looping this area. Let's maybe dig outside of strings melodies, because if we could get like a good chord progression. Oh, you know what? Somatics has some stuff that just feels very vinyl and very old school. If we could get something that we could like pitch to F minor and kind of follows the progression, that would be ideal, right? See, this is the other thing that I feel like really helps when you are trying to sample and you're like trying to, you know, go through stuff that you can get licensing for. If you keep a deep catalog where you're not just digging through Splice, you've also got all of the somatic stuff you can possibly get. You got all of the band lab stuff that you could possibly get. You go dig into more obscure sources like the sample lab, like, you know, from independent producers like DJ Payne 1, Sarah the Instrumentalist. I like to get drum breaks from AJ Hall. You know, you keep a deep crate basically, and then you are actually sampling some stuff that you really don't hear everywhere. Of course, everybody's got these somatics kits, but even that I feel like is a much smaller pool of people than people that use Splice. we're looking for strings. Now, Semax does a lot of different like genres, so it's gonna take a little minute to find like something that's really like vinyl feeling. But you know, we should be good. Oh yeah, I sampled this the other night. It's kind of got an interesting grainy quality to it. I just want to pull this out, pitch it. So B minor. We're going for F minor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could take it down 5 steps. This looks like it's not warped right. Quite. Fuck it. That's definitely not gonna work. This is where we have to have a lot of patience, right? It'll be so worth it in the end, though. This was that one that we were considering. This could be easy to fit in because it's like just a 5th leap. B minor, and this is another one that we're gonna have to either pitch it up 7 or down 5. I don't feel like that's right though. B minor. Not quite. That's not gonna work either. Something like a high string could be kind of cool and easily manipulated. So like something that I would do with like a high string is I would load it into simpler like this, right? And we go pitch it to every note, right? Not sure if that's gonna be the solution either. It's gonna be something like this. But yeah, what's up, Adept? How's it going, man? Hey, it says, yo, just found you and love it. Added you on Spotify. Hey, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. That's sick, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, I got a lot of cool stuff planned for Spotify, man. I've got this Neo Soul album in the works right now. I just dropped that album, Return to Earth, which is like really jazzy hip-hop stuff. Kind of ethereal, but pretty cool jazzy hip-hop stuff. But yeah, I've got like a Neo Soul album in the work, and then another album that should be coming out like, I don't know at what point, later this year. But but man, I've been staying busy on it. God, come on, we need like something that's golden, that kind of carries that sort of like grainy feel to it. So that's E minor. Oh yeah, we could just pitch that up one step and that would be F minor. We may as well see how this like lines up together. Oh, I don't know if this is, I don't think this is warped right. We might have to like rewarp this. 87 and we're at 90, so we just have to like warp complex and then stretch this a little bit further out. Actually, I feel like that's... There we go. We'll see. Yeah, Chocolate saying, see, that's what I'm talking about. You know, every sound from different genre of hip hop. You know how hard that is. Hey, thank you, man. I just listen to so much hip hop, dude. And more so, I feel like especially nowadays, I end up making more music than I even listen. But I don't know, I feel like it's two things. Just genuinely being a fan, but then also really putting yourself into it, you know, making as much music as you possibly can teaches you so much. See, I'm not entirely sold on that. This is, you know, it's one of those times where we really are going to be digging. Let's just keep that on deck, though. Let's see. We'll get there. We're gonna, when we find something gold, it's gonna be the strings that really bring a lot of emotion to the track, you know? That's why I'm willing to have so much patience for it. And if we can't find anything that fits the build to a T, I've got some really good plugins that I could definitely pull out. A minor. 1 2, 3, 4. Down 4. Okay, we wouldn't use that part. But I'm almost thinking like we could. Maybe instead of going -4, we go +8. I don't know. We'll keep playing with this. Sometimes if you really wash something out, though, and especially if it's something that's meant to be like kind of more supportive, we'll go long choir. Man, I feel like now that I'm hearing this in context, I think that this synthesizer is kind of taken away from the beauty of the piano. We gotta careful not to overcrowd this, right? Yeah, there we go. We didn't quite get this string figured out. We're going to dig a little bit more through Splice, but if not, I've got an idea of at least 1 or 2 plugins that I would love to kind of experiment with. But like I said, you know, the name of the game is patience. We just really got to not try to jump the gun and grab something that's going to be subpar, right? We need to find something that's going to really carry that emotion in it. Let's go into the strings. We're going to do all. Question is, do we go, if we go soul strings and we just kind of bring this in? But yeah, Chocolate was saying, I see what she's saying. Just finished the damn thing. Yeah. Take time stretch off and just sift through some of these. See, we need like some strings like this. Not over here, but over here. It's not vibing with the piano. We're gonna build our own something similar to that though. So there's this one plugin, Splice Instruments, right? It's kind of cool. Anybody that has Splice has this access to this plugin. It's literally just a bunch of instruments that you can use, and there are some very cool string instruments in here. First thing we're gonna pull out, we might pull out cello moods in a minute. But I want to get the chords down, and for that, I'm going to use Strings 2 from the makers of Strings 1. They have this preset in there called Expressive Strings, or Swells Ensemble. That's what it is. Yeah. This sounds pretty cool. It can sound kind of nice, washed out. We got a lot of dynamic control. Let's loop this. We're going for like 2 chords of just like slight swells, and then we're going to layer in some more expressive characters within that, right? Oh. There we go. Okay, well, I liked that first chord we hit. This down here was pretty cool. And we got a good little dynamic swell on that. We could probably bring that down a little bit. Maybe we just go an octave higher on this next one. Okay, now we pull in our more expressive layer. Go past it, yeah, cello moods. But now, you see, we got something that kind of works in tandem, but we need to back it out and really see how this fits with the arrangement. It might not even be that we bring it in this section. We might bring it in over here. gonna go for gold foil reverb on this guy. I need to bring this guy forward a bit. Might come in with like more layers over here. I feel like this needs to be more grand than it is. We'll figure it out. Okay. Yeah, I'm like really locked in at this point, you know? Air phase 1. need this to be tiny. Might even go up high. I kind of want to like double up. Dude, sick. Give ourselves a nice long ending note for us to fade on. Let's like put this like really far off in our left ear maybe. Dude, this is like so fucking golden. All right, we need to really hunker down, start putting on some of these finishing touches. God, I just feel like I'm nowhere near finished though. Honestly, I could be working on this all day. I'm like really feeling this track. I feel like this piano needs a little bit of compression. I don't know though, maybe that's like bringing that a little bit too far forward. We just maybe just need to bring it up like 1 decibel. I don't want to get too far into the mixing here. I love this like break in the middle of the track. We kind of break from those horns where bring air phase 1 a little bit closer to the surface, maybe a little bit more centered. Alright, I feel like there's like still one maybe like central element missing, you know? And I feel like we need something kind of beefy, like a trumpet solo or something. Maybe not like quite a solo. We need like a live trumpet to really like give us a little hook. Or just a little tiny smidge of counterpoint. We'll see. I don't know. I'm so indecisive right now. I think like once I hear it, I'll know it. But we gotta find our way there. Oh, I love this. I sampled this forever ago. But I'm curious what else is in this sample pack that might be some real gold. Trumpet. Oh boy, I've sampled a lot from this sample pack. Not entirely sold, but it's like not bad. It's gonna be something cut from this vein. Right now this feels very dry, so it's kind of hard to imagine it with the rest of the track. Let's kind of change that. There's also like a flute part in there. I'm not like, that's kind of a deal breaker, but I'm not entirely opposed to it. I want to mess with this for a little bit, right? See if we can top that. We'll silence this for now. Definitely sampled that. Yeah, I think I've like really picked this sample pack apart and kind of stolen all the gold from it. We did get something in here though that might be of value to us. Not entirely certain. I'm also just curious what other parts we might be able to fit in little bits of gold. God damn. I think I grabbed the sample but never used it. Let's pull this out over here. Sample offline. The fuck you mean sample offline? I refuse to believe it. Bro, download the sample, please. Please and thank you. Let me just save this so I don't lose it. Come on, dude. I really want to use this. There we go. Dude, sick. So sick. Let's get a little bit of verb on there. could also try kind of vinyling it out a little bit. So like something like, just using isotope vinyl here. Let's just turn it down a bit. Maybe we do take off the vinyl. Let's turn up this choir a little bit. Do we have these all in the right spot? No, I don't think we do. Yeah, all this needs to be brought back. Much better. Alright, I gotta go grab a little bit more coffee. Man, we are really hitting something cool here. Alright, while I go grab coffee, I'll play for you guys. You know what? Yeah, Lady Moon. Why not? This is my most streamed song on platforms. If you count all the streams across platforms, it's actually got over 500,000. It's the one that most people know me from. Anyways, I'm just gonna go heat up a little bit of coffee and then we'll dive right back into this track. I'll be 2 seconds, but in the meantime, I hope you enjoy Lady Moon. perfect timing. Okay, let's dive back into this. Let's polish this up. Let's give it a listen from the beginning. Kind of get an overview of what is left to do. I think we need a lot of like cymbal work. I might kind of change around the 808 a little bit. But yeah, let's hear it. See, I'm almost feeling like this trumpet is beautiful, but it almost distracts from the beauty of that piano. So what if we need to extend this arrangement anyways, right? So like, what if we brought this more like out here? Maybe we do break this off over here. See, that feels so much better hanging out there by itself at the end. That's good. I still feel like there's more detailing I want to hit, and there's definitely cymbal work that should be done. We should probably get some risers, kind of set up some of these, like, okay, so like this guy. Okay, so like, see, and I feel like there should be an 808 hit like right on the drop, right where it, what note would it be? Yeah, probably F. Just hit this. Bring this glockenspiel. Got that key bass running? Hell yeah, Chocolate. That's what I like to hear, man. That shit hits, don't it? It's sick, man. I love it. Anytime I need like a really rich, deep end bass, I'm usually grabbing key bass, you know? It's dope, man. Yeah, that shit's sick. We need like really big cymbal work. I'm gonna lay down a couple audio tracks here, give ourselves some space for some layering. Oh my god, I can spell, I promise. Let's see. I like to do this and then I reverse it. And so we get both the reverse crash and then the forward crash kind of leading into each other. We're going to unwarp this. We don't need it warped. I usually like to leave a little bit hanging over so that we can... So let's see, I reverse this clip and then we can kind of blend the two clips together so that we don't have any like awkwardness. Okay, we got to turn that down for sure. Okay, but I need like a bigger splash that's gonna kind of like hang out over the side. Splice. Let's see if we search cymbals and let's go for like a sizzle. Let's go only for one shots. Ooh, yeah, that could be a big one. I don't know, it's almost got a little bit too low end on it. if we did this, but we like kind of removed some of the lows? Why am I not in full screen? There we go. Yeah, bury it a little bit. Big hall reverb on this guy. EQ. How else can we kind of engineer this out? I'm kind of thinking maybe we throw on like Valhalla Supermassive. Just like the bass preset works really well with risers. Maybe we do this on this reverse going into the forward. Maybe. Let's turn off that extra crash. That might be it, right? Let's turn this down a bit. I feel like we need more distinction between like the intro and the drop. What if I like vinyled the piano on the intro? So isotope vinyl. I'm not entirely sold. I don't know. Kind of strip this down a bit. But yeah, Chocolate says, "Brah, I will love a session with you." Just pick your brain. Hey, that's kind of why I do these live streams. I like it when you guys pop in and kind of pick my brain about stuff. I feel like kind of in a way I kind of get firmer understandings of what I'm doing when I can explain it to people, right? So it's kind of mutually beneficial, right? Yeah, he says I'm 49 and still learning. Hey man, we're all still learning. Like, I don't know. I'm still on my grind trying to figure out new stuff. I feel like every time I'm like working on a track, I'm kind of poking and prodding, like, first of all, what am I getting really good at, and I try to go deeper on it. But then secondly, I'm trying to pinpoint little points in my production where I feel like I could do better, right? So like forever ago when I was starting to like make beats every day on, for my Type Beats channel, I really sucked at bridges. So I like made it a goal for myself to just like make sure that every single beat that comes out this month has to have a bridge in it, right? I forced myself to do it. And that's just like how I got really good at bridge sections. But I'm still in that process though. I'm still learning. I'm still like trying to push myself in small ways, right? Lately it's been a lot of like, I've been kind of pushing myself into a lot more layered music, right? And now I feel like I need to find ways to make that more concrete. So like right now I'm focusing more on this like melody, that we have like right here in the piano section. Bum, 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 bum. I might find some ways to kind of double down on that. Bum, bum. Yeah, you see. Whew. Man, God, I'm so in love with this track, dude. This is so much fun. All right. So we had like one big cymbal moment in the beginning here, but we got more that we got to kind of dress in. I think we'll probably want to borrow what we got here. So where are we bringing them back into this? Probably like, oh yeah, right over here, and it opens up into a drum drop out. So that could be a pretty grand moment as like the drums drop out and we feel the cymbal kind of dissipate. I want this bass to kind of come forward a bit. But man, that kick needs to punch a little bit harder. I'm kind of thinking maybe to do that, this tape recorder sometimes lifts the lows and the highs in a kind of beautiful way. Maybe we use a decapitator to kind of give a little bit more bite. Oh yeah, this is like some really good like distortion for drums. I love decapitator on boom bap drums. But you see, like, the limit of how high we can bring that bass up is kind of determined by how loud that kick is. We can't have the bass swallow the kick. So I'm always trying to bring that bass, like, right up to that kick. Man, that's gonna be punching nice in the car, I feel like. I can't wait to test that. Alright, let's bring this back. Figure out what other kind of detailing do we need, if any. like maybe one more layer I'm thinking of. Yeah, I kind of want to bring in a vibraphone that just hits that core melody, and maybe it gets echoed on this outro, which would be, yeah, that would be pretty slick. God, my project is so disorganized right now. I'm gonna bring these claps up to the rest of the percussion, just so we have it all together. Ooh, man. Get rid of some of these audio tracks we didn't use. Make sure I didn't use that. Yeah. Dude. Wait down, MIDI track. And I've got a vibraphone that I kind of engineered out myself. I kind of designed it from a very basic vibraphone. I made it sound very vinyl. We're gonna mess around with that a little bit. TapDaddy vibraphone. It's really loud, so I gotta like turn it down before we even play it to like minus 20 decibels. All right. And yeah, I made this thing from like 1,000 different plugins here. Gonna be something kind of like that. We could just grab this for the end. Is there anywhere else though where this would like be a really cool layer? I don't know, that's gonna take away from the piano though. Maybe we do just leave this towards the end. I think that might just be how we leave it. Let's run this back. Make sure that we got this. Oh, man. What a sick track. Like... Do we want to carry them out on some claps? Maybe. Yeah, that's cool. And maybe in this section we start to fade it. Dude, holy shit, this is so cool. Let's run it back one more time and we'll save it while we do. God, man, I feel super accomplished today after making a track like that. Oh man, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm live every Thursday and Saturday working in Ableton, so definitely pop by if you see me live. But yeah, thank you to everybody that was hanging out today. My name is TapDaddy, and until next time, happy producing. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.